In September 9th, 1999, the Sega Dreamcast was released and was discontinued in February 2001, making this system short-lived, lasting only 18 months, or 1.5 years. But man, was it a great 18 months, as Sega really put all they could for their final system. In total, we got 2 side games, a very groundbreaking game, Shenmue, and being one of the first consoles to have online capabilities and online play. And one of these games was Chu Chu Rocket, a puzzle game released in March 17th, 2000. This game is known for being a very hectic game with online capabilities and online chat if you have the Dreamcast keyboard. So today, we will be looking at the Dreamcast game, Chu Chu Rocket. In the game, there are many modes to play in, but first, let's look at the main mode of the game, the versus 4-player mode. This here is the real meat and potatoes of the game. First thing to note is that there are many maps to play on, giving a lot of replayability. Now, this game looks very strange and confusing at first, so allow me to explain. In this game, the goal is to get the most mice, aka the Chu Chus, into your color rocket. To get the Chu Chus into the rocket, you need to lead them with 4 different direction arrows and by bouncing them off the walls. The walls can help guide the Chu Chus, but they also need the arrows in order to get to your rocket. To use each direction arrow, there is an assigned button for each direction. The Y button is your up arrow, the B button is your right arrow, the A button is your down arrow, and the X button is your left arrow. Over time, these arrows will disappear, so when one goes away, make sure to place it back. And the total amount of arrows that can be placed at a time is 3 arrows. To move your cursor, you can use either the D-pad or the analog stick. Pretty self-explanatory. Now the game isn't all that easy, as the other opponents may put their arrows in front of your rocket to their advantage, most likely to steer their Chu Chus out of your rocket's direction and into their rocket. Not to mention, in the game there are cats. In-game they are called Kapu Kapus. These pesky cats try to get into your rocket, and if they do, they take away about 1/3 of your mice away. There is nothing more frustrating than having about 170 mice, and then a cat walks into your rocket, and now you have 118 mice. This is kind of a problem because you can be doing good and way in front of the other players, but then all of a sudden the game punishes you, which kinda sucks. This all makes the game very hectic, but the wheel makes it even more insane. If a red mouse walks into a rocket, this will trigger the wheel. The wheel has many different styles that may jazz up the gameplay. Everybody move changes position of your rocket and switches it to the other rocket's locations. Mouse Mania sends out lots of mice fast and stops any cats from coming out. Cat Mania stops all mice from coming out and instead sends out a lot of cats. Place Arrow removes all arrows on board, and you have a few seconds to place them down again. Speed Up speeds up the normal gameplay. Slow Down is, you guessed it, it slows down the normal gameplay. There are also different spins, such as Mouse Monopoly and Cat Attack. Let's discuss all the Chu Chus. Blue ones give 1 point, yellow ones give 50, and the red gives you the wheel, previously discussed. One thing that makes this mode really cool is that you can play with 4 real players with 4 different controllers simultaneously, but the coolest part is the online mode. The online mode consisted of just the main mode previously discussed, but here you can play with people online and even chat. Keep in mind this game was released in the year 2000, so this was very new at the time. Sadly, in 2003, Sega discontinued the online service, and many people thought we could never play this game and others on the Sega Dreamcast ever again. Or so we thought. So while Sega stopped supporting the online officially, the fans have picked it up and kept the online going via private servers and the Dream Pi. Now, if you don't know, the Dream Pi is used with the Raspberry Pi seen here, which is a $35 mini computer. If you install the Dream Pi software and use all the necessary components, then you can literally play like it's 1999 or 2000. If you want tutorials on how to get online with the Dreamcast, then I'll have video links in the description. Oh yeah, and one more thing you could do online with the Dreamcast is you could visit the Chu Chu Rocket homepage. It's not a whole lot, but it's cool because you could send emails with it, so that's cool. Overall, the 4-player mode is great, frantic, fast-paced fun, especially with more players. But now, let's move on to the single-player puzzle mode. This mode is cool because if you're tired of the fast-paced 4-player mode, then this is for you, as you can take your time and solve the puzzles. The goal in this mode is to get a set amount of choo-choos into the rocket, while avoiding traps or cats, if there are any. However, the catch here is that you get a set amount of directions and uses to solve a puzzle. This means thoroughly thinking a situation through, use walls to guide your way, or draw a map. When you play your puzzle, you can press R to speed up the process to see if it works. Overall, the controls in this mode are virtually the same. Many of the levels are cool, as they have different layouts and designs like the Sega bus or the Japan map. It's all cool stuff. Really, there's not much to say about this mode. It is just fun and very relaxing. There is also a level editor, where you can create your own levels and puzzles. You can save these to your VMU, and yes, if you have access to it, can upload these to the internet, download them to your VMU, and play them. Really, there's not much to say about this mode. It's fun and very relaxing. I recommend it if you're feeling tired. The next mode is the stage challenge. This mode again uses the same physics and controls as the main mode, but instead of the same goal as getting the most choo-choos, you complete different challenges. Some of these challenges consist of stuff like making the cat eat all the mice, get all the mice in the rocket, or run away from the cat. There are other tasks too, but I was just listing some of them. You must complete these tasks in a set amount of time, usually between 30 seconds to 1 minute. This brings back the frantic nature of the game. There is one more mode in the game, which is the team battle. The team battle is just the main game mode, but with 2 teams gong against each other. Yes, the script says gong, so I'm saying it as gong. Not much to say here. One problem I don't like about this mode is that it just seems like it should be a variation, not a new mode. It isn't bad, it just seems kind of lazy, as it's so similar to the main mode, but not bad. This concludes my review. In conclusion, Chu Chu Rocket is a fantastic game with fast-paced, frantic gameplay and fun, mind-boggling puzzles with very few flaws. It was very ahead of its time with online play and is a great game for the Sega Dreamcast. If you want to play the game on the Dreamcast, then you're in luck, as it's very cheap to buy. I bought my copy brand new and sealed for $18. Also, you can buy the GBA version for a cheap price. Overall, I give this game a 9 out of 10, which is very good. Well, this is the Magfish64 here, and I'll see you in the next video.